What's up, everybody? This is Backlog Gaming, and today I have a Blade and Soul video for you. We are covering the patch notes for Rising Waters. That is the name of the content patch that is coming out tomorrow, February 10th, on Blade and Soul. So, the game just launched, and they already have more content coming for endgame, which is great. I'm not quite there yet, but I'll go ahead and kind of give you guys a brief overview of what they're bringing and go from there. So the first thing and the main thing that they're bringing is the Blood Shade Harbor / Nightshade Harbor. Now, this is an interesting, it's going to be a dungeon. Now, you can either run it with 6 players, 4 players, or 24 players. Now, I believe the 6 players is going to be normal, 4 players is going to be considered the hard, and 24 players is going to be considered easy. So, that's the main thing, is that this is a new, as you see here, take on Black Ram Pirate leader himself, Admiral Hymugen. I'm going to butcher names in this series. I'm sorry, guys. I just do not know these names. And the new in-game dungeon available for both 6 and 4 player parties, or as the 24 player Nightshade Harbor. So, going to be interesting. I would want to try out all 3 modes if I could, to kind of scale the difficulty of the dungeon and kind of see what they're like. Now, the other thing, and this is kind of cool for me, since normally I play MMOs by myself, I don't have a group of people that I run around with, is the Mushin's Towers floors 1 through 7. Now, this is ascend each level of Mushin's Tower, a single-player heroic dungeon, for increasingly greater challenges and greater rewards. So that's cool. That's some solo content that you can jump on the game. You don't have to wait to find a party and go in, even though that's not a big issue on this game, since there's no Holy Trinity. We don't have to find a healer. We don't have to find a tank. We just have to find, X amount of players to come in and clear content. So, not the end of the world, but, for something that's solo, hey, I could jump right in. If I want to do this right now, I could jump in the game and play it in the way I want to play it and challenge myself as a single player to hone my skills and get rewards that are unique to me. Some other things that came up in the patch, and I'm just going to go over these really fast. We won't cover any of the balancing issues. Pretty much, Assassin was left untouched. Blade Dancer had a few things as you're seeing here. Blade Master. Basically, if you have a class that you play, you go out there, you look at it. I've always done that with every patch notes that I've ever looked at. I always go to my specific class, which right now I'm playing the Summoner. And I go to that class, so I'd come here and I would read the abilities because that's what's going to pertain to me. So, again, you can find this on Blade and Soul's actual website. That's what you're looking at right now, that I'm going through. And you can get everything for balances if you want to go there. So, I'm not going to cover those in this video, but I will cover the general stuff and some of the class specifics, or things that don't relate to just one class, but relate to all classes. And then we'll go further down from there. Okay, so the general, we have Hong Moon levels are now available. You can now continue to earn experience past level 45 and earn Hong Moon levels up to 5, which will grant you additional skill points and stats. So I'm not too sure what that means. I've kind of seen it where people are like, level 45 plus 5 Hong Moon levels. So I don't know exactly what that is, but for me, the way I take it is that it's just a way of more character progression past the level cap. So a new daily dash is available that will run for 8 weeks until April 6, 2016. Added achievements, obviously, for the new dungeons in the Mushin Tower, so that's great. New loading screens available for English, French, and German. Kind of curious what they're going to do with those. I mean, that's a minor thing that they can change. I don't know if we'll continue to see those swapped out in upcoming patches or not. You can now have a total of 4 skill pages in the martial tome, up from 3. So I guess that's just, great. If we're increasing it, I mean, that can't be a bad thing. Fixed an issue with a clan and party chat for low-level characters. I don't know what that issue exactly was. I didn't have a problem with party chat when I used it in the game, and I was only like around level 24. So I don't know if there was an issue there or not, but apparently they're claiming that that issue has been resolved. Fix various issues with collision and access to unintended areas. Now, I have impressions of Blade and Soul mapped out, and I may have to adjust those impressions now after that fix has been implemented. I was having issues where I'd be using the sprint feature on the game, and I'd be running into some type of invisible wall and having some type of collision problem. I don't know if they fixed that, but they also say and access to unintended areas. So maybe people are breaking out of maps and getting into places that where they weren't supposed to be and having issues that way. So maybe they fixed both of those issues. I really hope they fix the collision issue, because that I found very annoying, especially with how fast your stamina depletes in the game. For classes, new Hong Moon skills are available for each class. Unlock them by using the secret Hong Moon skill scrolls from 4-member Bloodshade Harbor. So there you go. They're referring back to the new content coming out, that you will be getting new scrolls, which will then teach you new skills. But you have to complete it on the hard difficulty, the 4-member. You can't complete it on the 6 or the 24. All Hong Moon skills now cost 2 skill points to train. I don't know what they cost previously, but I'm assuming if it was 1 skill point, then this would obviously be a nerf. If it was more than 2 skill points, then this is a buff, technically. New recommended skill builds are available for every class. That's always great. That's what I use when I'm leveling up. I either do it for PvE or for dungeons. So those are the two. I don't do any PvP right now. If you're affected by a knockdown and you are afflicted with a stun or daze, you will no longer be able to use the ability that requires knockdown status. So what this is saying is that if player A knocks down player B, and player B is then using then is stun or dazed, they can't use their knockdown feature. So how I predict this to work is with my summoner, when the feline goes down, from there he can it's C is going to be the default keybind. He basically spins in a circle with his hammer and hits them a bunch of times. So if he's dazed while he's down, then he will not be able to activate that ability while he is down, which makes perfect sense. That if somebody is downed, then from their dazed, they shouldn't be able to use any type of knockdown skill. If you're affected by knockdown or daze and are inflicted with stun, you can no longer use retreat. Again, this is the same thing. If I'm dazed or I'm stunned, I shouldn't be able to use an ability. That's just the way it's supposed to be. So again, we're not covering any of the specifics of the classes. If you want to see if your class was buffed or nerfed, again, refer to the patch notes to kind of see specifically what's for you. One thing I see off of here, assassins were pretty much untouched. Blade dancers had a decent amount. Blade masters had a small amount. Destroyers even had a smaller amount. Force masters had a lot. So if you're a force master, definitely come out here and look at these. I don't know if it's a lot of buffs or a lot of nerfs, but they had a lot of changes to them. Kung Fu masters had a decent amount, and summoner also had a decent amount. Okay, so that brings us to user interface here. The Martial Tome UI has been overhauled and now includes additional filtering and sorting options. Great. Anything that we get more options is always a plus. Overhaul the recommended skills UI. Again, it will be personal preference of what you preferred. If you preferred the old way of the UI or the new way, I'm sure they're going to have it to where you can go ahead and swap between those. Fix transparency issues with the Hong Moon store. The Hong Moon store is going to be the cash shop, so they kind of fixed transparency. I wonder if that means that they fixed kind of like how things are priced, or if they put something in there to kind of better relay to you like, hey, this is worth X amount of dollars. So that would be cool if they did that. Another thing, remove notifications for inactive content from the clock UI. Added the ability to customize the clock UI for additional time zones. That's great. Again, more options. Updated the icons for salvage. Fixed an issue with the exit button on the PIN/OTP UI. Again, if they fixed an issue, that's a plus. And fixed an issue with in-game banners at 4K resolution. So that will affect some people that have very, very powerful PCs and displays. PvP, welcome back, Blade and Soul PvP Preseason 1. The season will run from February 10th to March 9th, and you can earn Zen Beans, and Zen Bean vendors will have been added to the game. In addition, the rewards will be distributed at the end of the season based on your ranking. So, PvP season, great. Added new PvP ranking UI. Of course, they're going to add some type of user interface to see your ranking. So if you're into PvP, hey, look, that's a big thing for you. Preseason 1, February 10th to March 9th. You got roughly about a month to get in there and mess around, and really maybe you're going to have some awesome rewards for the people that participate in that. Items, Awakened Pirate, True Pirate weapons are now available and have their critical damage bonuses increased. Awakened Pirate and True Pirate weapons now receive 100% focus restoration effects starting from stage 1. Awakened Siren and higher weapons now have a chance to restore 100% focus up from 70%, so that was a buff. Awakened Siren and higher weapons now increase skill damage. Again, that's a buff. Added Zen Bin rewards to the premium membership tab in the Dragon Express. If you don't know what the premium membership is, you can check that out on bladeandsoul.com. You get special things if you pay a monthly subscription. Additional items can now be stored in the wardrobe. Again, probably because they're adding some wardrobe pieces, as we'll see. Updated recipe for Black Worm Roar Resist Charm. So apparently that's been changed. So if you're looking at crafting that, maybe go back and look to see what has changed. Updated rewards for 4-member and 6-member Black Ram supply chain. So just updated more rewards. Localization, fixed and updated a large amount of text, voiceover, and cutscene localization in English, German, and French. Fixed issues with mismatched material names in crafting and gathering, and fixed an issue with the logging queue UI in the French and German editions. System added optimization for performance improvements, fixed an issue with purchasing in-coin through the Hongmoon store, and improved support for I don't know that company, certain keyboards, so have better support and improved error messages. All right, so from there, what we're going to go ahead and look into is the new Hongmoon store arrivals. This is going to be costumes that have been added with this patch. So we've added an array of new costumes and accessories for you to look at. Here's kind of the costumes. We have Soulmate White Dragon. Then we have Dark Angel, My Angel, which that's creepy. Triumph Butterfly. Then we have Ivory Bat, Grand Cloud, and then Red Queen. There's also new cat items. Ebon cat set, which looks kind of cool for a summoner. Leaving the Hongmoon store on January 29th is going to be the Christmas outfits, the winter outfits. So if you want to pick those up, then you have until the end of, January 29th has already passed, so those are gone. You'll have to wait probably until next Christmas season. So these were added on the 29th, so you have those. So I thought they were adding one other outfit. Let me check here. Let me go back up to the top, because I swear I've seen one. Let's see here. Yes, down here. So we'll get to that. Just a little bit of overview about the new dungeon, Bloodshade Harbor. Here's what we have. It's level 45, so it's a level cap. It's an in-game dungeon. Modes, Heroic 6 and 4 player. 24-player dungeon is called Nightshade Harbor. Location gives you there. Moonwater Plains. And the Shipyard. Progressive Quest. Invitation. And then you have the Breaking the Chain and then Wall Dash. Primary rewards. Pirate weapons and accessories, especially the upgradable pirate bracelet, blood shade soul shields, and then we have an upgrade material. We have a cobalt window and scarlet widow outfits and hairstyles, and other outfits and ornaments. So you're gonna see different bosses here. So this is gonna be the Venomous Thrasher, Munitions Officer Bloodmane. Then we're going to have the Cobalt Widow and Scarlet Widow. So we have the two widows, and then the Admiral that you'll fight. So this is where it talks about the difficulty, how the 4-player is going to be the hard difficulty, 6-player is going to be the normal difficulty, and the 24-player is going to be the easiest difficulty. So keep that in mind. Here's a look at the costumes. So the Temptress and Seductress costumes, Cobalt Widow wig, and Cobalt Widow blindfold, and Scarlet Widow mask. So this is kind of what it looks like when you have these two. And then these are going to be the other types of stuff that is also in this patch. So you have these other outfits too. So going on to Mushin's Tower to finish this up. The first of 7 floors is being released on February 10th. So we have the main hall, 7 deadly levels. So it's just basically a tower that you start at the bottom, you work your way up, and as you go up, things become more difficult. They don't really have any images to show you what is going to be a boss in here or what you're going to be fighting. So that will be a nice surprise for people that are level cap right now, right when they go into that content. Anyways, guys, that's the majority of what's coming out in this content update for Blade and Soul. So I hope you enjoyed the patch notes overview. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe for more gaming content on YouTube. And I'll see you guys next time.